Hey guys, what's up? I'm Adi. Welcome back to the series. Last time we started working on our single post template, the single.php file. And we did the header and we did the content. And also we took care of the post pagination with WP link pages. And today we'll start working on the article author area. But before I do that, there is one thing that I need to do first. Looking at the arguments that I passed to WP link pages, I thought I'd show you an alternative approach just so you can understand things better. So instead of just passing in this long array of arguments, we're going to use an array of our own. So PHP, I'm going to create a new array called args. Okay. And I'm going to, excuse me, going to pass these values as key value pairs. So we'll say before will equal to this. Then after will equal to the end of the tag, and finally page link will get page. All right, so that's our array. Now we can get rid of this long string and pass in the args array, and it does the same thing basically, but in my opinion this is much clearer. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Let's find a post like this with multiple pages. So page 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so where were we? We were working on this article author area. So the first thing I'll do is remove the static link and replace it with a link to the author posts, just like we used on the top here on the article meta extra. So I'm just going to quickly copy this, the author posts link, okay, and paste this in. And then instead of the dummy biography, I'm going to do PHP, the author meta, and I'll pull in a description. Now the author meta is used to retrieve values about the author of the post, and description is the one set in the back end. So if you go to users, oops, if you go to users, admin, biographical info, this is the stuff that we're pulling. So now if it's refreshed, you can see that the biography is loaded nicely. All right, so this concludes the very first part. It's the article part. Now we gotta handle the comments. So this is a big one. Comments are very, very important, and you must take your time and write all the necessary code. Of course, we can use the default template and try to style it, but we can also create a custom file which will show comments just the way we want them. So let's go ahead and do that. A quick look on our single PHP will find this comments template with 2 arguments. Now, if you remember from the last video, the first argument specifies the file name to be loaded. If it's blank, it's going to load by default comments.php. Okay, so let's create that file. Let me just all right, so comments.php. Okay, so now we have a blank file, Therefore, no comments are displayed. So let's begin with a security measure, and I'm gonna say prevent the direct loading of this file. Now, comments.php should be used by WordPress, and it's not a good idea to load that file directly. So we have to prevent that. And to do that, we'll make two checks. One, if we are actually loading a file, and if that file name is comments.php. And if it is, then we'll just throw in an exception and we'll show a message. So we'll start with this. If not empty, server script file name. So if we're actually loading a file, and then base name of this exact argument. So if server script file name, oops. Okay, if this equals to comments.php, then we'll say die. You cannot access this file directly. Okay, and that's it. Okay, next, we must check if the post is password protected. So if it is, we'll just show a text and then return. So check if post is password protected. So for that, we'll use the function post password required. Okay, and if it is, we'll just show a paragraph and we'll echo some text like this post is password protected. Enter the password to view the comments. All right, and then we'll hit return, which of course needs to be inside of PHP. Okay. And of course we'll close that if. All right, pretty good. So next, we did all the necessary checks. Now it's time to actually display some comments. But first, let's do a quick test on a password protected post. I just want to make sure we got everything right. Okay, there it is. Protected post. Yes, this post is password protected. All right, pretty good. Okay, next. So the logic here is something like this. If we have comments, then we're gonna display them. Otherwise, if the comments are closed or the post type doesn't support comments, we'll just show a text like comments are closed. So we'll start with this: if have comments. All right, then we'll do something like this: display comments. Okay. Else if, we'll do some additional checks. If comments are not open and this is not a page and the post type doesn't support comments. So we can do that really easily with the function post type supports. The first parameter is the actual post type, and we can get that using get post type. Okay, and the second parameter is the actual post type we wanted to compare it with. In our case, it's comments. Okay, oops, not here, right here. So if everything here is true, then we'll display a text like paragraph and here we're going to say comments are closed. Okay. All right, so one more PHP here to end if. All right, pretty good. So again, if we have comments, then we'll display them. Else, if comments are not open, or this is not a page, or the post type doesn't support comments, then we're gonna echo comments are closed. All right, so let's see what we got so far. Okay, so in our case, this post supports comments, so we're gonna display them. This first one, the sticky post, doesn't support comments, so it's gonna say comments are closed. Okay, pretty good. So the last thing we need to do here is to display the comment form. Okay, so display comment form. Now this is really tricky to do because all you have to do is this. Yeah, and bam, you have a comment form. Of course, we'll need to customize this a little bit, but we'll do that in some future videos. Okay, now about those comments. Instead of showing this, let's have a look at post HTML at the articles, at the comments area. And we'll start with this. Copy and paste. All right. And we'll replace this static number of comments with a dynamic one. So we'll do that by using the function comments number. Now this one accepts 3 parameters. The first one is 0, 1, and multiple. So basically we're telling it what text it should display when we have 0 comments, 1 comment, and multiple comments. Okay, so we'll start with 0. I'm going to use text that's ready for translation. So we're going to say no comments. Let's go ahead and copy this. Okay. Next one is for 1. So we're going to say 1 comment. And the last one is for multiple comments. So I'm going to say this, the %sign comments. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so this one we have 1 comment. Okay, pretty good. Let's add a new one. Okay, so now we have 2 comments. Great. All right, so next we actually have to show those comments. And we do that inside an ordered list with a class of comments list. So let's do that. Oh well, comments list. Okay, and obviously we're not going to type each comment by hand. We must retrieve it from the database. So we'll do PHP, and we'll use a function called WP list comments. Let's have a look. And there it is. Both comments are showing properly. Okay. Now, obviously, this is not the form that we're looking for. We must customize them and make them look something like this. Yeah. And WP list comments actually can receive an argument, which is called callback. And by using that, we can name a function that will be used to display those comments. So in my case, I'll do callback equals, let's name the function adaptive comments. All right, and this is a function that will be written inside functions PHP. So let's say function to display comments. Let's go ahead and write it. Adaptive comments. Okay, this will support some arguments, but we'll do that in the next video. For now, let's have a look. All right, it's not displaying anything because the function is blank. And there is one last thing we need to do in this video, and that is the comment navigation, this one right here. So quickly, let's grab this, and we're gonna paste it right here. All right, and instead of the static links, we'll get rid of these, and we'll do PHP previous comments link. Okay, and let's specify the text that's going to be used to display it, the text that's going to be displayed actually, and that's going to be something like this, like older comments. All right, and copy it and do the same for the newer comments, except the function is next comments link. Okay, next, or actually newer comments. All right, and that should be the end of it. Let's have a look. So let's actually activate that. Settings, discussion, break comments. Okay, so it is active, but let's find a post with loads of comments to see if that works. So comment test, there it is. Okay, older comments, newer comments. Great. So the links are showing properly. Now there is one more check that we need to do, and that is we're only going to display the comment navigation if we actually have multiple pages and the option that I showed you right here is active. So we'll begin here, PHP, and we're going to say if. We'll use another function. This is called get comment pages count. Yeah. So if this is bigger than 1 and that option is activated, so get option, and the option name is page comments. Okay, so if both these conditions are present or evaluated to true, actually, we're gonna display this. Okay, and then we're gonna close the if. All right. So did I make an error somewhere? So excuse me. To a situation like this, it's always a good idea to have a WP config, actually WP debug set to true. You can find that in WP config. So let's close that and let's refresh. Okay, so fatal error, call to undefined function. Get comment, not comments, comment pages count, sorry. All right, so now it's working. Okay, so if we take out the callback, it should display the comments. Let's see, older comments. Okay, so right now it looks like a mess, but it's actually displaying comments properly. Okay, bring this back. All right, pretty good. So this is it for this video, guys. And the next one will take care of this callback function, and we'll do some more work on actually displaying the comments. So thank you for watching so far. I will see you very soon. Bye bye.